Hey everybody. As you know, the Split Vendetta expansion is coming out for X4 soon. They took it to Gamescom, which is in Germany, and we're showing it off. Sadly, I do not live in Germany, and I don't speak German, but we did get some information coming out of that. The first piece of information is that they are looking to release a 2.6 version before the release of 3.0 and Split Vendetta. They said soon after Gamescom it might go into beta, so we should start looking for information about that soon. The only kind of hints we got was that it'll have AI fixes, economy fixes, things like that, which in this game are always welcome. We'll just kind of have to see what comes about that. So luckily, some people who went to Gamescom did speak German and English, and we were able to get some decent translations. I'll put the links in the description if you want to read the full information breakdown, but we'll go through some of the bigger points here. One question that was asked was, will the Boron return as real faction? The answer to that is yes, but there is no time frame on it. Basically, they want to do it right, and Boron ships, since they're an aquatic race, are special. So it's going to take time to make all those assets. But that'll be great to have that. And, the story, if they advance the storyline, it'll eventually end up with the Boron coming back, I assume. Will we get bigger ships in the future was also asked, like the M0s.
Autopilot engaged.
There is no timetable on that. The extra large ships are going to be what we have for the foreseeable future, and the split ships are pretty big. We do have new weapons and modules coming, new stations. I expect those kind of new stations to be these faction specific, like meat and food rations and things like that. There are some faction specific stations that we'll see. Now, will that mean we're going to get just faction specific, or ones that are useful to all factions? We'll have to see, but there will be new stations and stuff to build.
Docking granted.
Let's see what else we got here. Just a bunch of general updates, better fleet, better economy, normal improvements. Some other factions, yes, it sounds like. There's going to be another DLC in 2020, and that may introduce a new faction. We'll see. Maybe with some of the old ones we've seen in the past make a reappearance. Terrans, I don't know. That'd be interesting to see how they fit in, but definitely more new stuff coming as time goes on. There'll also be a new game start with the Split Vendetta, which makes sense. So a split game start. The split factions will be at war as well, which should make some interesting dynamics in the universe. Ventures. So Ventures is their online system.
Engaged.
They are going to expand Ventures, but not really in 3.0, so sometime after 3.0. I'm not sold on this Venture system. It's very bare bones at the moment. So it'll all really depend on kind of how they expand it, and if they make it an interesting system. And by interesting system, I mean interesting decisions to be made. Interesting rewards, but without unbalancing your universe or somebody else's universe. I don't know if they'll be able to do that.
Autopilot.
We'll see.
War.
I know they're trying to get some sort of async. I like the idea of asynchronous multiplayer, but it has to be done right. The question of virtual reality was also asked. Basically, it's most likely a no on a VR version of X4. Apparently, it took a lot of work and time and effort to do that for Rebirth, and the return on the investment doesn't sound like it was there. And that's too bad. I have a HTC Vive, and I would have liked to kind of check out X4 in it. I could always buy Rebirth VR. Apparently, it's not part of the. I have Rebirth, but apparently VR is a different version. So I'd have to spend the money on that. We'll see. I wasn't a big fan of Rebirth, so I don't know if I want to spend the money on doing that to check it out, especially since X4 is the main game that we are playing now and that I am playing. There were engine questions. The engine, typical answers. The engine's constantly improved. There are new effects and performance improvements coming in 3.0, but no amazing tidbits there. The research question was asked about as well. So, research in the game it feels kind of tacked on. And there's really not much to it. You just click on it, 10 minutes later it's done. They do want to have research improvements with 3.0, so they didn't give any more details on that, but there should be some changes or improvements coming to research in 3.0. Another interesting tidbit we got was that in 3.0, they're going to bring a diplomacy system into the game. So X Rebirth had this. The reviews on it were mixed, but hopefully they've improved upon it. So basically, these will be missions that allow players to manipulate the relationships between the factions. So maybe you want to cause a war between the Aragon and the God Realm. This could allow you to do that. It'll be interesting to see how they approach this. But, anything that you can do to shake up the faction relationships is a great thing, because it can make the game more dynamic, more interesting, more replayability. We're also going to see an expansion to the story in 3.0. Now, how much they didn't go into, we'll have to wait and see, but there may be more story quests. Always happy to see that. And finally, they're going to be improving the tutorials in 3.0 for people new to the X series and people who are coming from X3. So that's about the information we have from Gamescom thus far. I'm looking forward to seeing what 2.6 brings. I'll make sure to cover that here, hopefully, when it comes out. But otherwise, I'm looking forward to Split Vendetta. It is a must purchase for me. Anyway, hope this was helpful. Enjoyed the video. Have a great day.